You flip a light switch. The light turns on. Simple, right? You think electricity flows from the power plant, through the wires, into your bulb and creates light. That's what they taught you in school. That's what everyone believes. There's just one problem. It's completely wrong. And the man who actually invented our electrical system knew it was wrong over 100 years ago. His name was Nikola Tesla. And what he understood about electricity, the real nature of what's happening when you flip that switch, is so fundamentally different from what you were taught that it will completely change how you see the world around you. Because here's the truth. Electricity doesn't flow through wires the way water flows through pipes. Energy doesn't travel inside the copper at all. And the light bulb in your room, it's not being powered by electrons making a journey from the power plant to your house. What's actually happening is far stranger, far more beautiful, and far more revolutionary than anyone told you. Tesla understood this. He tried to explain it. He built his entire career around this deeper understanding. And if the world had listened to him instead of dismissing him, everything would be different. Your phone wouldn't need charging cables. Your home wouldn't need power lines. Energy would be as free and abundant as the air you breathe. But they didn't listen. And so you live in a world built on a fundamental misunderstanding of electricity itself, until today. Because I'm going to show you what Tesla saw, what he tried to tell the world, and why everything you think you know about electricity is wrong. Think back to your science class. Your teacher probably drew a simple circuit on the board, a battery on one side, a light bulb on the other, wires connecting them. And they told you a story. Electrons flow from the negative terminal of the battery, through the wire, through the light bulb, and back to the positive terminal. The electrons carry energy, and when they pass through the filament of the bulb, that energy is converted to light and heat. Makes sense, right? The electrons are like tiny trucks carrying energy packages. They drive through the wire highway, deliver their cargo to the light bulb, and return for more. It's a nice, neat, intuitive explanation. There's only one problem. It's not what actually happens at all. And this misunderstanding, this simplified story they tell children, has hidden the true nature of electricity from almost everyone on Earth, but not from Tesla. Nikola Tesla was born during a lightning storm in 1856. His mother said he would be a child of light. From childhood, Tesla experienced the world differently. He claimed he could see electromagnetic fields around objects, invisible waves of energy that no one else could perceive. He had what he called photographic memory. He could memorize entire books after reading them once, but more than that, he could visualize machines in complete three-dimensional detail in his mind. He could watch them operate, test them, improve them all without building anything physical. And when he finally constructed these inventions in reality, they worked exactly as he'd seen them in his visions. Some called him crazy, others called him a genius. Tesla called it seeing what was really there, and what he saw about electricity changed everything. Here's something that will shock you. When you flip a light switch, the light comes on almost instantly. The speed of light fast? No, but close, about 60% to 90% the speed of light, depending on the wire. But here's the problem. Electrons don't move that fast, not even close. The actual drift velocity of electrons through copper wire is about 1 millimeter per second. Read that again. 1 millimeter per second. That's slower than a snail. If electricity was actually electrons flowing like water through a pipe, it would take hours for the electrons to travel from your wall switch to your light bulb across the room. But the light turns on instantly. So what's actually happening? This is where Tesla's understanding becomes crucial. Tesla realized that electricity isn't about electrons moving through wires. It's about fields, electromagnetic fields that exist in the space around the wires. Let me explain this in a way anyone can understand. Imagine a pipe completely filled with marbles, end to end. If you push one marble in at one end, what happens? A marble immediately pops out the other end. Not the same marble you pushed in, that marble barely moved. But the pressure wave you created traveled through all the marbles instantly and caused one to pop out the other side. That's closer to what happens with electricity. The wire is already full of electrons, filled to capacity. like the pipe full of marbles. When you flip the switch, you're not sending new electrons on a journey. You're creating an electromagnetic field that propagates through the space around the wire at nearly the speed of light. That field causes a pressure wave, a shift in the electromagnetic potential, and that wave travels almost instantly. The electrons in the wire do move, but they barely drift. They wiggle back and forth in place, pushed by the field. The energy travels in the field around the wire, not inside it. Tesla understood this in the 1890s. He tried to explain it. He demonstrated it. He built his entire alternating current system based on this understanding, but it was too radical, too different from the simple story people wanted to believe. So they ignored him and taught you the wrong story instead. Tesla's laboratory in New York City. He's preparing for a demonstration that will shock the scientific world. In the center of the room sits his invention, the Tesla coil. A primary coil of thick copper wire wound around a cylindrical frame. Inside it, a secondary coil of thousands of turns of thin wire. At the top, a metal sphere. Around the room, glass tubes filled with gas, not connected to anything, just sitting there. Scientists and journalists watch, skeptical. Tesla explains, "Gentlemen, I am about to demonstrate the transmission of electrical energy through space itself, not through wires, not through any physical connection, through the electromagnetic field that permeates all of space." Someone in the audience scoffs. "Impossible." Tesla smiles. He's used to skepticism. He presses a switch. The Tesla coil begins to hum, then scrape with electrical discharge. Brilliant streamers of lightning arc from the top sphere into the air, and suddenly all around the room the gas-filled tubes light up, brilliantly, glowing with ethereal light. No wires touching them, no connections, nothing. The audience gasps. Tesla walks around the room, picking up tubes, holding them in his bare hands. They glow as he holds them. He explains, the energy is not in the wire, it is in the field. The electromagnetic field fills this room. The tubes are simply resonating with that field, extracting energy from it. He picks up a tube and walks to the far corner of the room, away from the coil. It still glows. The field is everywhere, Tesla says. We are surrounded by energy. We live in an ocean of energy. We simply need to learn how to tap into it. But the most dramatic demonstration is yet to come. Tesla removes his jacket. He stands on an insulated platform. His assistant connects a wire from the Tesla coil to the platform. Tesla's entire body begins to glow with a faint blue aura. Saint Power Will. Elmo's fire, harmless high-frequency electricity flowing over his skin. He extends his arm. Lightning bolts shoot from his fingertips. Actual lightning from his hands. One scientist faints. Another shouts, "It's witchcraft!" Tesla laughs. "No, gentlemen, it's physics. It's understanding the true nature of electricity." He continues, "You've been taught that electricity flows through wires, but that's not accurate. The wire is simply a guide, a pathway. The actual energy travels in the electromagnetic field around the wire. That's why alternating current works so much better than direct current. AC creates a constantly changing field, a wave that propagates through space. DC tries to push electrons through the wire like water through a pipe. One works with the true nature of electricity. The other fights against it. The demonstration lasts 2 hours. By the end, Tesla has lit bulbs wirelessly, sent power through his own body, created artificial lightning, and demonstrated wireless transmission across the entire room. He's proven beyond any doubt that electricity is not what people think it is. But will they listen? So if electricity isn't electrons flowing through wires, what is it? Tesla would say, electricity is a disturbance in the electromagnetic field. Let me break that down. Everything in the universe, and I mean everything, exists in what physicists call fields. Electromagnetic fields, gravitational fields, quantum fields. These aren't just abstract mathematical concepts. They're real. They exist everywhere in space. When you flip a light switch, here's what actually happens. The switch closes a circuit, creating a closed loop. The battery or power source creates an electromagnetic field that extends out from the wires into the space around them. That field propagates, spreads out at nearly the speed of light. The field reaches your light bulb almost instantly. The field causes electrons in the bulb's filament to oscillate, vibrate back and forth. That oscillation causes the atoms in the filament to heat up and emit light. The energy doesn't travel to top of the wire. It travels in the field around the wire. The wire is just a guide showing the field where to go. Think of it like this. Imagine a river. The water flows, yes. But what really matters is not the individual water molecules moving downstream. What matters is the wave patterns on the surface. A wave can travel upstream even as the water flows downstream. The wave is a disturbance, a pattern, moving through the medium. Electricity is the same. The electromagnetic field is the river. The electrons are the water molecules barely drifting. The wave, the disturbance in the field is what carries the energy, and that wave travels at nearly the speed of light. This is why Tesla was able to transmit power wirelessly. He wasn't sending electrons through the air. That's impossible. He was creating an electromagnetic field that extended through space. Any device tuned to resonate with that field could extract energy from it. It's not magic. It's not science fiction. It's understanding what electricity actually is. And Tesla understood this 130 years ago. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Tesla realized something else. If electricity is really a disturbance in the electromagnetic field, and electromagnetic fields exist everywhere in the universe, then energy is everywhere, all around us, all the time. We're swimming in it. We just need to learn how to tap into it. So why don't they teach you this in school? Why the simplified story about electrons flowing like water? Why hide the true nature of electricity? The answer is simple. Control. If you understand that energy is a field phenomenon, that electromagnetic energy exists everywhere in space, then certain questions become obvious. Why do I need to buy electricity? Why can't I just tap into the ambient electromagnetic field? Why do I need power lines running to my house? These are dangerous questions. Dangerous to the people who profit from selling you electricity. When Tesla tried to build his Wardenclyffe tower to transmit free wireless power to the entire planet, J.P. Morgan asked him, "Where can I put the meter?" Tesla said, "There's no meter. The energy is free." Morgan pulled his funding immediately because Morgan understood something crucial. You can't sell air. Everyone has access to air. It's everywhere. It's free. You can bottle it. You can compress it. You can sell equipment related to it. But you can't meter air. You can't charge people monthly for breathing. If electricity becomes like air, abundant, everywhere, accessible to anyone with the right receiver, then the entire energy industry collapses. Every power company, every electrical grid, every monthly bill, gone. That's trillions of dollars in global revenue. That's the entire geopolitical structure based on energy resources, oil, coal, natural gas, becoming obsolete. That's governments losing their ability to control energy access. That's the end of energy poverty, but also the end of energy profits. So they couldn't let it happen. They destroyed Tesla's tower. They rewrote the textbooks with simplified explanations. They taught you that electricity is electrons flowing through wires because that model requires physical infrastructure. Wires, power plants, metered connections. That model can be controlled. That model can be sold. The truth, that electricity is a field phenomenon, that energy surrounds us everywhere, that truth is too dangerous. Because once people understand it, they start asking questions, they start experimenting, they start building their own wireless power receivers, and the control slips away. January 7th, 1943, room 3327, New Yorker Hotel, New York City. Nikola Tesla dies alone. The greatest electrical engineer who ever lived. The man who invented the 20th century. Dead at $86,000 in his bank account. Within hours, FBI agents arrive. They seize everything. His papers, his notes, his models, his life's work. They claim it's for national security. But researchers who filed Freedom of Information requests know the truth. Much of Tesla's work is still classified, 80+ years later. Why? What did Tesla know that's still too dangerous to reveal? What's in those papers that the government won't release? Maybe it's the complete plans for wireless power transmission. Maybe it's the equations for tapping into ambient electromagnetic energy. Maybe it's something even more revolutionary. We may never know. But here's what we do know. Tesla tried to tell us the truth about electricity. He demonstrated it. He proved it. He built working systems based on the real physics. And the world ignored him because the truth was too inconvenient, too disruptive, too dangerous to the existing power structure. So they taught you the lie instead. The simple story. The comforting story. Electrons flowing through wires like water through pipes. Easy to understand. Easy to control. Easy to sell. But it's not the truth. The truth is that you live in an ocean of energy. Electromagnetic fields surround you, penetrate you, flow through you constantly. Your body is constantly interacting with these fields. Your brain operates on electromagnetic signals. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that can be detected several feet away. You are not separate from the electromagnetic universe. You are part of it. Tesla knew this. He tried to show us how to work with these fields instead of fighting against them. He tried to give us a world where energy was as free as air, where power was everywhere, unlimited, accessible to all. But that world was too frightening to those in power, so they buried it. They buried him, and they buried the truth. But the truth doesn't stay buried forever. Today you have wireless charging, Qi charging pads for your phone, wireless power for your toothbrush. These all use Tesla's principles from the 1890s. Slowly, quietly, his vision is being rebuilt, one device at a time, one innovation at a time. Maybe someday someone will have the courage to build what Tesla envisioned. True wireless power, energy for all humanity, free from control, free from scarcity, just free. Tesla said, "The present is theirs, the future for which I really worked is mine." He was right. The future is coming. And when it arrives, you'll understand electricity the way Tesla did, not as electrons flowing through wires, but as fields of energy flowing through space itself. That's the truth. That's what Tesla tried to tell us. And now, you know, the rabbit hole goes even deeper. What Tesla discovered about magnetism will absolutely shatter your understanding of reality. The secret that exists in the space BET-Wayne magnets, and why modern physics still can't explain it. That's next. Subscribe, because Tesla's secrets are just beginning to surface, and the truth is far stranger than you ever imagined.